Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free of the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 to the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. All right? Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent! And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real? Come on, man. All right, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the bell right next to it. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. Steve-O's a trip. Anyway, now if you're watching us, stop it. There you go. If you're watching us on our mobile app, please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, man. Get with the program. We have a mobile app. So listen, wherever you get your apps from, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you get your apps from. All right, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworth, Weebles, Gold Blast, wherever you get them from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on a go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Come on, man. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us this favor, okay? Do us this favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television, okay? Very simple. You can put it right next to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all right, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Stars. Oh, snap. The final season of Power Book 2 started today. Oh, yeah, I know what I'm watching after I pick up the warden. I like, woo, Charlie. Yeah. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. I was fired up. But download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television and watch us on a big screen. Hell, we're on the big screen, right, Mickey, Ficky, now. There we go. Now, You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, the CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, I can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. And if you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, do me a favor, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. I'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you, baby. So bring them all. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Wow. You know, it was, well, let me tell you. Let's check out the chat. Let's see what's going on. What's going on and on and on and on. See who's in the chat so far. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up, Papa? How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. My man Armando Emeterio. Lara Jr. My man Junior's in the house. I got to see Junior the other day. I was fired up. I got to see Junior on Wednesday. Saw him and the fam. Monica, Jeremiah, Patty. God, man, it was good to see you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. But you knew that already. Lavette Lee's in the house. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. My man Luis Mejia, my CrossFit partner today, baby. Luis, what's up, Papa? Rise and grind. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. It's great seeing you this morning. 5 o'clock. Great seeing you. Oh, man. Michelle Wall's in the house. Always a Mickey Vicky TGIF. That's, man. Woo, Charlie. Mr. Shode, he's in the house. Top of the freaking morning to you, baby. I hear you. Man, this Friday could not. The last 2 weeks have been a little challenging. Challenging, to say the least. Luis, I need a nap. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a nice one this morning. That was definitely a nice one this morning. Oh, my man Plank is checked in. What's up, Plank? Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, snap. AC Adams in this mother Hubbard. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. AC Adams, good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. Okay? That, my peoples, I can promise you. Man, we got a great show for you at 10 o'clock. My man Evan Winter from A to Z Sports is going to join us. Talking Bears. Bears wrapped up their mandatory mini camp. I didn't realize it, but the rookies are still there. The rookies are still going to be practicing on the field. The veterans are gone. Their obligation for this mandatory mini camp is done. So, yeah. So I didn't realize that, but that's cool. Good stuff. All right, Evan Winter from A to Z Sports, 10 o'clock. We'll finish the show up with a bang. I'm fired up. Fired up, people. I'm fired up. Some good H2O. Some premium H2O. So all of my Waterboy fans. So I'm excited. This week was good. A little trying, to say the least. A little trying. Oh, snap. It's going to be nice today. 80 today, 75 tomorrow, 78 to 80 on Sunday. Okay, KK. I like this. Wow. So listen, if you're in the Chicagoland area, man, this is La Fin de Semana Boricua. This is the weekend for the Puerto Rican Fest. Puerto Rican Parade is on Sunday. Wow. If you've never been to the Puerto Rican Fest, I'm going to tell you what, you need to go. You need to go. One thing about Puerto Ricans, about Boricuas, mira, and my guy Luis Mejia he'll confirm it. Boricua. 2 things. No, more than 2 things. 1, beautiful women. All shades. Blonde hair, blue eyes to purple black, and every shade in between. Straight hair, colored hair, curly hair, wavy hair, nappy hair, everything. Every body shape, body size you want. It runs the gamut, Puerto Ricans. Beautiful women. Amazing food. All right. My cousin Marlo, one of her girlfriends, big shout out to Marlo. One of her girlfriends growing up was Puerto Rican, and her mom made some phenomenal arroz con gandules. And so Marlo, as they got older, Marlo asked her, and she taught my cousin Marlo how to make arroz con gandules. Okay? Man. So every time Marlo has a party and I'm going over there, she makes it. She always make a special batch, a side batch for me, because I know I take it home, and because she makes, everyone wants to eat it, so she always makes me extra. Phenomenal food, phenomenal music, dancing galore. Everything's a party to Puerto Ricans. Everything. They'll make up a song. They've made plenty of songs just about food, just about their food. Some Southside just about their food, and they'll make songs about it and dance to it. And then the dancing. They just dance. Am I lying, Luis? Hey, I'm telling you, look at here it is. He's like music, food, people, location. I'm telling you, Puerto Ricans just party. And yeah, they stop traffic because they want to go downtown with their flags. Hey, you know what? If you can dive the River Green and have Irish people and everyone being drunk and pissing all over downtown Chicago, okay, be okay with that, then you should be okay with Puerto Ricans and even Mexicans on Mexican Independence Day or Cinco de Mayo going down with their big flags. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. But this weekend, the Puerto Rican Festival at Humboldt Park. Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be one. I told you want to see some beautiful women? Bam, go there. If you're a woman, you want to see some good-looking guys? Bam, go there. You want to have some amazing food? Bam, go there. You want to have some music? Bam, go there. You want to see people dancing like it ain't got a worry in the world? Bam, go there. I'm telling you, Puerto Rican Festival this weekend in Humboldt Park is going to be lit. I was looking at on Facebook this morning, a friend of mine, she's on a committee and kind of helping out. I didn't realize she was on it, but she's all important. She had a little golf cart and stuff yesterday, riding around, preparing for the fest. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, I highly suggest, if you're looking for things to do, I highly suggest you check out Humboldt Park and a Puerto Rican Day Fest. It's going to be fun. Man, guys, great. Man, I'm a little tired. I had a couple of events this weekend. I told you this was a busy week for me. I had a good friend of mine, a real estate investor. King Book of World, you are a fool. Bring the missus. That's okay. Bring the missus and sunglasses. So you can still peep. And no one can tell. You know how we do? So the daddy took the T-bird away. Very nice, Shorty. I got you on that one. A King Book of World. First of all, thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. But man, you know what I'm see, like PR festival this weekend. I can't go. I'm engaged now, but back in the day, woo! I'm telling you, bring the missus, bring the engaged. So you know what? And sunglasses. Because the food, the music, it's going to be live. It's going to be live. Then there are going to be after parties all over, all in and around Lincoln Park, Wicker Park, Westtown, Humboldt Park. It's going to be lit. My girl got Jean Grey senses. Oh man. Hey, I feel you, Papa. I feel you. Hey man, it's your man Luis is like, you're gonna need more than shades. You need a neck brace. Yeah, okay. I hear you. It's gonna be fun. So you can always reminisce, King Booker World. I guess you can always reminisce. Let me tell you, it's gonna be fun. I don't know if I'm gonna go up there this weekend. Because I really like, because I had a busy week. A good friend I was celebrating, she had a ribbon cutting ceremony yesterday. She opened a 20,000 square foot building that had been condemned, that had been abandoned for 16 years. She bought it in end of 2019, and it needed a lot of work. She said yesterday in her speech, seven figure rehab cost. 7-figure rehab. Over $1 million in rehab. But it is state of the art, and it's on the west side. It's on the west side, 1400 South Kedzie. Okay. And she's got 2 offices. Her office, she has space for entrepreneurs. You can rent space there. She has a phenomenal patio where the party was held yesterday. You can rent the patio out for private events. Beautiful patios. It's got a working kitchen out there, working grill. They have a pergola out there. It's great furniture. They got a TV out. It's amazing. 7-figure rehab. It was supposed to be done in about 18 months because of her tenacity, despite the red tape that she had to deal with City Hall and the lack of permit and the delayed permits. She got it done in 14 months. All right. And she's also part of a book called Latinas in Construction. She was part of a book called Latinas in Real Estate, and they made another book, Latinas in Construction. So a lot of the women who were in the book were there yesterday. Some they came from California, Florida, obviously someone around the Chicagoland area. So we were there yesterday, and man, phenomenal time. I was late for CrossFit this morning. But I want to send a big shout out to my girl Shayla Padilla for the phenomenal work you did for Project Penny. I had been following that progress since when they started the rehab after she bought the building, and it took a while. And I'm so happy and so proud of her. And she was emotional last night. She should have been. It was a special night for her, and I'm just so proud of what she accomplished. And man, she's Puerto Rican. She knows how to throw a party. She had a band yesterday. Man, they were jamming some salsa band there yesterday, boy. And they're all older men, so these dudes knew. Dude, it was a great time yesterday. So big shout out to my girl Shayla Padilla for that milestone, because that is huge. Revitalizing the West Side, giving entrepreneurs places to work and co-op, and it's cool. But let's get right to it, baby. Guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
He won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, baby. Let's see where we're gonna go. Which way do we go? I know where we're going. We're going right here. Just because. And here's the funny thing. So up there yesterday, it was hilarious because everyone's a Cub fan. Or most of the people just about all the people there were Cub fans. And so my guy Graco, big shout out to Graco Funes. This one good. Oh, perfect. Yes. he donated 4 Cubs tickets. And so, it was a raffle, so I bought some. But what's cool was like they had 10 gifts, and you got to put it in the mason jar that you wanted to raffle. So it wasn't just, all in one bucket and everybody, you just happen to get what you get. You put it in specific one for the specific prize. I'm like, that's dope. Okay, it's dope. So they had a whole bunch of. They had the Cubs tickets, which I didn't put it in. They had a bottle of white wine, because that was one of the sponsors, a winemaker. White wine, red wine. Someone else donated a bottle of white Hennessy. Long story short, I won the bottle of red wine, which I love. I love red wine, and I won the white Hennessy. We're having a weekend this weekend, baby. I'm telling you. But we were talking a lot of ish yesterday with all the Cub fans. They're like, oh, you're going to have to leave. They're telling me you're going to have to leave. Get out of here. Joking around, of course. And but it was good. But you know what happened? The Cubs lost. So I was happy as a pig in slop. I could care less if my White Sox won. The Cubs yesterday. They lose to the Cincinnati Reds 8-4. Javier Assad, he got the loss. He's 4-2 on the season. He went 5 2/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 punch out. Mr. Outcast himself, Heiya Suzuki, he was 2 for 4 with a double, his 7th of the season. A homer, his 7th of the season. And he drove in his 24th and 25th runs of the season. Christopher Morel is 1 for 3 with a homer, his 12th on the season, driving in his 38th and 39th runs of the year. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning, top of the Cubs stay in the Queen City. They face the Reds again. First pitch tonight is at 6:10 p.m. You can catch that on the Marquee Network, or you can listen to it on their flash station, 6:70 a.m. All right. Steele is on a bump for the Northsiders. He's 0-2, just coming off a rehab. 0-2 with a 4.10 ERA. He's going up against Nick Lodolo, who's 5-2 with a 3.11 ERA. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topics. My White Sox. Lord have mercy. My White Sox get the dog snot kicked out of them yesterday at home on the South Side, 14-2 to the Carmines. Carmine's the color red to the Red Sox. Unbelievable. Let me tell you something. It was, you talk about frustrating, and I know my White Sox suck, so none of us are expecting anything great. But God bless it. God bless it. 14-2. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Jake Woodford, he got the loss. You see him there. He's 0-2. He only went 4 innings. 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 punch outs. Andrew Vaughn was 1 for 4 with a homer, his 5th, driving in his 20th run of the season. And this was pretty cool. This was pretty cool. All right. Youngster Zach DeLoach, all right, got his first major league hit. I thought that was cool. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. He got a double, which was his first major league hit, and drove in his first RBI. So they gave, I'm sure they got him the ball. That had to be pretty cool. I know it was in a blowout, but still, it's still really cool to get your first hit in the show. To get your first hit in the show, that's pretty dope. That's a milestone. All the years that you played to get to that point. Yeah, you're gonna want that ball. You're gonna want that baseball. I would too. It makes a whole lot of sense. The White Sox again. Tonight they host the Boston Red Sox, Wicked Pista. They host them again on the South Side. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m. You can catch that game on NBC Sports Chicago, or listen to it on their flagship station, AM 1000, which is ESPN here in Chicago. Cooper Criswell is on a bump for the Carmines. He's 3-2 with a 3.92 ERA. He's going up against Garrett Crochet, who takes the bump for the good guys on the south side, he's 5-5 with a 3.49 ERA. And according to John Heyman, well, the next top of the morning topic, the loss increased the winning streak to 14 straight losses, and that is a new franchise record. A new franchise record for consecutive losses for the White Sox. And according to John Heyman from the New York Post, this hurt. Yeah. The White Sox are shopping Luis Robert Jr. Garrett Crochet as well, but Luis Robert Jr. Look at this. Please don't tell me. This is his article in the New York Post. The White Sox are actively seeking trade packages for Robert, and with 2 team options at a club-friendly $20 million and just $63 million to go through 2027, assuming the options are exercised, he combines control and talent like no one else out there. Worry over injury history is a negative that's heard, but many need outfielders. The Dodgers. Please don't even tell me he goes to the Dodgers. Please do not. Dodgers, Phillies, Royals. And the chances of him being dealt are good. Can you imagine if he goes to the Dodgers? Let me take this down. Can you imagine if Luis Robert goes to the Dodgers? Wow. Wow. King Book of World, they get 2 tutties. 2 tutties with all we got was a safety. They stepped out of the back of the end zone. They gave us the 2 points. Not funny, Junior. Not funny. Oh, man. Yeah, that was not nice. Not nice. That's tough. I don't know, but listen, let's take a quick break. All right. On the other side of the break, we have more top of the morning topics. We are going to talk about a team that won yesterday. Please, thank goodness we have a team that won yesterday. We'll talk about that on the other side, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Move it!
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Chi. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We're looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators. a passion to change lives. Spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds. Help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Great American Ballpark. In the air, left field.
Doesn't see it.
Can't find it, and that one is going to land and be fair. Suzuki will cruise into second. Man.
Best among all qualified pitchers.
Next pitch in there. Got him. Fredo can't believe it. It says something to Adrian Johnson.
If TJ checks the video, he'll see that this is a pretty good pitch. Backdoor curveball. He drops a deuce on the outside corner there.
Suzuki. In the air, left field. Seiya Suzuki puts a charge into that one, and it's gone. Suzuki with a 2-run homer, and the Cubs have the lead. Exit velo of 103.9 for Seiya Suzuki.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those Cubs courtesy of the Marquee Network. Those were the Cubs yesterday in a tough loss. All right, tough loss for the Northsiders. All right, 8-4 in the Queen City. Let's talk about some wins. The Sky, yes, baby. In Angel Reese's homecoming, Chicago, baby, they did it. They beat the DC Mystics, or the Washington Mystics. See, that's 5 times real fast, huh? 79-71. Kennedy Carter, who's gotten so much vitriol over the past week or so because her foul on Caitlin Clark, which Caitlin Clark definitely embellished. She led the way with 25 points. Angel Reese. Angel Reese had a double-double, 16 points, 11 rebounds. You know, Angel Reese she's something else, boy. She is definitely she's got that it factor. You know, she's got that it factor, and believe me, she's got stardom written all over it. And Isabel Harrison rounded out. She contributed 14 points and 7 rebounds. In another news regarding the Sky, the WNBA reviewed the tape, and they rescinded the second technical given to Angel Reese during Tuesday's loss against the New York Liberty. They're like, oh, man, it shouldn't have been given. Shouldn't have been given in the first place, but it got rescinded, which is good. So I'm wondering if that's gonna, if that $1,000. I think because she got ejected, she had to pay. She got fined $1,000, so now she should be able to get it back. Yeah. Let's not do that, guys. First of all, she's got to control herself. All right, I get it. Her, like the men, they got to control themselves. They're emotional. All right, but don't show up the refs. Okay, and refs, she didn't say anything to you. She didn't say like your mom was a hoe or anything like that. All right, she was frustrated. She thought it was a ticky-tack call. All right, both sides need to work on it a little bit. All right, both sides. All right. Don't be so thin-skinned, refs. All right. And don't be so damn emotional. Okay, Angel. Because you might not get lucky next time. And, and then they're going to continue to fine you. And it's not that you can't afford it because you got to deal with Reebok and other things, Beats by Dre. You still have a lot of your NIL money and the partnerships that you had in college are still going with you in the NBA. So you're making a hell of a lot more money with endorsements than you are in your contract. So $1,000 to you ain't jack. But it's the optics. All right, for me, it's the optics. So what you're doing is look all the little girls who are looking up to you, all the little girls who are in love with Angel Reese and want to be the next Barbie, the Chi-Town Barbie. Okay, all right, they're seeing this. They're seeing this. You got to set a much better example for those young ladies. Okay, you have to. I know you're 22. I know you're young. I know you have to set a better example for those young ladies. All right, you guys wanted eyes on this. The WNBA wanted eyes on this thing. All right, they wanted more eyes, but guess what? They got more eyes. All right, but along with that comes responsibility. You can't act a fool. You can't get emotional, and you're asking women who are the most emotional creatures on the face of the earth to not be so emotional. Okay, but this is part of sports. Okay, and you are still a role model representing, and these young girls are going to say, well, she does it, so why can't I do it? All right, you got to win with class, lose with class. Okay. It's tough. I'm not saying it's easy. Believe you me, I've had plenty of times where I wanted to say stuff to the official playing basketball or hell, even playing football when I got face masks or someone reached under my face, under my face mask and scratched my face. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of different ways to handle stuff. There are times when I was annoyed by some of the things, but you just handle it on the court. All right. You handle it on the court. So just be better, young lady, because you're a superstar. All right. Moving on to the next top of the morning topic. The Bears. The Bears finished up mandatory mini camp on Thursday. A lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff. One of the problems that I'm having is everyone and their mama is like, oh, Caleb this, Caleb that. Oh, it's a problem with this. He's having trouble with the cadence. He's doing this. And what about that? I get it. You're reporting, but it's not just reporting. It's Chicken Little-ish. Everything is so urgent. Everything is so urgent. Like you understand there's going to be a learning period. So stop with the emotional swings, the high highs, the low lows, and just let it play out. See, everyone's talking about, the cadence here, the cadence there, and the bad practice he had, the defense shut him down. So remember, he had the playbook prior to him being drafted. He was working on all that stuff. So what you're seeing now is what you would have seen in training camp. I'd rather see it now. I'd rather see it no pads. I'd rather get his learning curve, get this tough adjustment period out of the way. For him, for the team. And he's going to hold more workouts with the guys, him and Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, obviously Roma Dunze, that's his dude. And they're going to get better. But stop the emotional roller coaster. Oh, he threw 3 interceptions or 4 interceptions. Oh, he's a rookie going up against one of the best defenses, especially one of the top 2. And it's probably not number 2. Back sevens in the NFL. And they're going 7-on-7. So you're talking about guys who are learning a new offense, Roma Dunze, new terminology for everybody. Going up against a defense going into its 3rd year. Just about everybody except Byard, the free safety, was here last year. Come on, man. It's not Chicken Little. Let this guy work. Let this guy make mistakes. Let him figure it out. Stop with the emotional roller coaster. It's pointless. It's downright annoying, to be honest with you. The sensationalism with, Caleb threw three interceptions and 4. He completed, or he had 6 incompletions, 7 straight incompletions, whatever. Who cares? No one gives a rat's ass. And stop making it like it's so damn important, because it's not. Only reason it's important is because it's helping him learn. That's all. That's it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. These mother hubbers, man. Everything is one way or the other, so sensationalized, so dramatic. So dramatic, man. Gosh. AC Adam, I love having Reese, but I love having Reese in Chicago, but she will ever be salty for Clea Copper walk. She's the best player in the WNBA. No, I think Asia Wilson got something to say about the best player in the NBA, WNBA. But she's leading the league in score right now. Yeah, I still think Asia Wilson, but I understand your sentiment. But you got to give to get. You don't trade Clea Copper, you don't get Camila Cardoso. Those are number 3 pick. Our pick was number 9. That's where we got Angel Reese. So you got to give to get. There was some, Nate Davis is really starting to concern me. All right, he didn't practice at OTAs, and I'm wondering why. Why? Unfortunate situation last year with your mom and her illness, and that is, once we found out, we completely understood your actions. But I don't believe there's another situation like that in your personal life. I hope not. No, if his dad was still around, I hope his dad isn't sick or anything like that. But they gave you they committed $30 million to you. Okay? You got your 10 this year, next year. I think you need to be there. I think you need to practice. Again, is injury concerns, or is it just letting veterans ramp up? Whatever it is you're doing, I need to see Nate Davis out there. And for the love of God, Shorty, I agree with you. Look, man, you're going to left guard. I want Tevinjenkins and Darnell Wright on the rights on one side of the line. That's it. I want those two next to each other, because those are some road grading mother hubbards. Road graders. They will just dominate people to the echo of the whistle. And if you don't want to play left guard, or you're not very good at left guard, then you know what? We're in the left guard market. But we signed some guys in the offseason that should help alleviate that. Could be a stopgap. Bates, Shelton, we got guys to play guard. I really would love to see Darnell Wright and Tevinjenkins to his left to open the season, to open training camp. I would love to see that, because of the attitude that side of the line would have. That dog mentality that they would have. That you never question what side of the ball you're running on 3rd and 1. Everyone their mama can know, guess what? You got to stop it. You have to stop us. And I like it. I like it a lot. but I digress. Listen. Yes, being a mental head case is very concerning. I agree. NBA Finals, Game 1 goes to the Boston Celtics as they destroy last night. Destroy the Dallas Mavericks. And I picked Dallas, damn it. They destroyed the Dallas Mavericks in Boston. 107-89, 18 points. They were up 30 points at one point, I want to say. Celtics now lead the series 1-0. Jaylen Brown led the way with 22 points. Jason Tatum, 16 points, 6. Oh, shoot. I did not see. I missed. How many points did you have, sir? How many points did you have? Or rebounds? That's what I messed up. My apologies on the rebounds for Jason Tatum. Oh, shoot. 16 and 11. Okay. Okay. I'll make sure I get that up there right now. There we go. 16 and 11 for Jason Tatum. Remember, I still don't think. I don't think he's a superstar. I think he's a star. But I don't think he's a superstar. This would go a long way in helping him achieve that Super Bowl superstar status, but because I don't think he's a superstar. I don't. He makes plays. He makes a lot of. He just doesn't have that it factor for me. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But he just doesn't seem to have that it factor. See what we got over here in the chat. Don't worry. The Celtics just held serve. Yeah, I hope so. But for Dallas to win it, they're going to have to win one on Boston's home court. They're going to have to. Wicked pissa. Going to have to win. You got to win on Boston's home court. Can you get a split in Game 2? Speaking of the next top of the morning topic, Game 2 of the NBA Finals is set for Sunday. Tip off at 7 p.m. Central. All right, and you can catch that game as you can catch all final games on ABC here in Chicagoland area, Channel 7. I was really surprised the way Boston handled Dallas. But if you remember the show on Wednesday, I had Shawn Davis on, and he gave our picks for the finals. I said, I'm taking Dallas because of the closers that they have. Excuse me. He said, if it all depends on one player. If Kristaps Porzingis. If Porzingis plays and plays well, Boston will win. This is what Shawn Davis said. If Porzingis plays well, they're going to win. Well, guess what? He played well. Which is why they were up 30 at one point and only ended up winning by 18. Only. Yeah. One game. Who said in the chat they held serve? That's fine. Whether you lose by 1 point or whether you lose by 50 points, it all counts as one loss. That's it. But Sunday, they got to come out of that funk. They can't be in that funk. All right, Dallas has to. They got to step it up. They got to be more physical. They got to be more aggressive. You have to be, you got size, you got closers, you got shooters. I don't know. I want this to be a series, and it still could be. It could be a great series. Go 11 games. It goes 6 games, 7 games. I just don't like seeing in the finals. I don't like seeing such, except when I was watching the Bulls, of course, in the 90s. Today's game is so close. Which I like. I just don't want to see. I don't want to see these blowouts. So Dallas has got to come back. They got to come back. They got to reevaluate. Cornelia says Luka has to bring the game down to his pace. Maybe he might have to have Kyrie take over for a minute. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe. Because you don't have to do it yourself. And you have to understand that he's probably fired up. I know he's been playing professionally since he was like 15. But you never played in the NBA Finals. The spotlight is warmer. Okay? The questions are crazy. Got to keep I don't know. But anyway, I hope the series turns around again. It's only one game. Adjustments are made every game. From game to game, adjustments are made. So will Kyrie be the predominant ball handler? Will bringing it up? Will he get the ball coming out once Luka gets across half court? Get Kyrie involved more. I love his experience. I love his moxie. I love his makeup. He's tough. We got some former Bulls players on Denver, and I'd love to see them get a ring. Daniel Gafford. All right. Derek Jones Jr. Remember Jimmy Butler was on the Bulls. LeBron James was on the Bulls. Not LeBron James. What am I saying? Dwayne Wade, his buddy. Dwayne Wade was on the Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo, and Jimmy were the big three. And it kind of went crazy. But I digress. Game 2 Sunday. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I don't think I have much planned on Sunday, but should be able to sit around and catch it before I, buckle down and get ready for the rest of the week. But game 2 is going to be fun. It's going to be real, real fun. Yeah. Looking at this. Well, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. All right. On the other side of the break. No, he said no. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my guy, Evan Winter. He's the editor over there at A to Z Sports. We're going to talk a little Bears. Going to ask him. All right, it's been a minute since we talked to him. I don't know if I think we might have talked to him once since the draft. Once in May, and then now a second time. We're going to ask him his thoughts on the draft. We're going to ask him his thoughts on Rome Odunze. He's going to ask his thoughts on Caleb Williams. I'm going to ask his thoughts. Okay? So, Evan Winter on the other side of the break from A to Z Sports. So, listen, don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, you're coming, you're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Oh, welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Chicago Bears. Those are some OTA highlights. Got me a little excited. Good stuff. All right. I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying anything else. I said good stuff. It's good to see football. Good to see, even if it's just in helmets, good to see them throwing the ball around, grasping the concepts, grasping a lot that needs to be grasped. All right. Before the season starts. But let's just calm down. Jamokes. All right, Caleb's not going to the Pro Bowl or going to the Hall of Fame because of a couple of OTAs and freaking shorts and a helmet. All right, relax. Take it easy. All right. My next guest is a good friend of the program. Excited to talk to him. All right. He's been rocking with us for a minute now. He's a big head honcho over there. He might be owner of A to Z Sports soon. Shit, we might another year or two. It'll be owner. I mean, I'll get his assistant. Man, he's a managing editor over there at A to Z Sports NFL. You can find him on Twitter at Evan_ATOZ A to Z. Guys, welcome back to Shawn and Maya. Evan Winter. Evan, what's up, Papa? How are you?
What's up, Shawn? I'm doing great, man. As always, it's my pleasure to be here, and thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem, dude. No problem. I'll tell you, next year, I'll get your assistant. Is Mr. Winter is unavailable. Who's calling? Mr. Winter. Oh shit. Okay, excuse me, Mr. Winter.
One of the few times that the MR comes in front of my name unless I'm filling out some kind of form. So yeah, that would definitely be something.
Oh man. Listen, they just got done. Just got done with OTAs. Rookies are still there. Rookies are still practicing. Veterans are like, all right, thank you for showing up. We appreciate it. All right, go have fun this summer. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Your thoughts on everything that was reported from Bears mandatory OTAs.
Yeah, so I think, kind of it was some of what we expected. Caleb Williams, he made some plays. He's got some things to work on, primarily his cadence. That was brought up a lot over the last few days, and that's totally fine because when you think about it, and I think even Cole Kmet mentioned this, in college these days, dudes are clapping their hands and then looking over the sideline at whatever head or whatever chart is, the coaching staff is holding up, whatever the quarterbacks coaches are holding up. So they really got to find, or not every college quarterback, but most college quarterbacks, especially coming from a Lincoln Riley offense, they've got to find their voice. They've got to find that cadence and be comfortable with it as well. Like, obviously, this is completely different. I am in no way, shape, and form anywhere close to a professional NFL quarterback, but I hate hearing the sound of my own voice. So I can only imagine what it's like out there, just having to do that ultimately, and being a rookie trying to impress veterans, especially guys like Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. I mean, you can even throw Cole Kmet in there. So, yeah, I think it was a lot of what we expected, and the defense sounded like it was, picking up where it left off from last year, especially with Kevin Byard and Tremaine Edmonds making some plays, intercepting, picking off Caleb. So ultimately, a lot of good takeaways. And, it sets up a lot for training camp, some storylines to watch out whenever we get there. One thing, though, and it kind of bleeds in from last year, though, and it's still early, obviously, but like Nate Davis, he's just off to another slow start during the offseason. I mean, I just, that signing at this point it's really starting to become a disappointment. Hopefully he can pick it up and get going. But, if the Bears go into this season with another question at one of the offensive line spots, and Eberflus was just talking, I think, either yesterday or 2 days ago about how they have more O-line versatility now. But still, if one of those pieces aren't firing right off the top, especially a big piece like Davis, I don't know. But, yeah, it's just something that's just been weird ever since he signed that big deal last offseason.
And that was going to be my very next question and your thoughts on him. And I agree. It's I'm not a big fan of it. All right, I get it. I understand the situation last year. We all understand it. The situation from last year, right, with the health of your mom and the passing over. Okay, I get it. Cool, great. You know what? And we, I like a lot of other people had to apologize, say, hey, we didn't know, and we're jumping to conclusions. Cool. But now, like, what's the deal? All right, I would think you'd want to say, hey, listen, I'm here. I'm 10 toes down right here. Let your teammates know that you're there for them. And you just, being there but not practicing, like, come on, bro. Like, what's wrong? Like, you had this whole offseason. Did you get injured in the offseason? Well, and they don't have to disclose that at this particular point. But damn, dude, like, come on, give us something. Give us something.
Yeah.
Bothersome more than anything. Bothersome.
Yeah, and it all just boils down to mostly just, we all know, if you've ever watched, football for more than just an average person, you know how important chemistry and cohesiveness is along the offensive line. I mean, Todd Bowles even talked about, the Buccaneers head coach, just to throw, this in for perspective. He talked about a couple of days ago about how the Bucs offensive line is actually ahead of schedule right now in terms of how they're firing off the ball, how in sync they are. And he said even for him right now, that him, as in him personally, that is early. So it can make a difference at this time of year in terms of what you turn into later on. Again, still early. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is like, you want that cohesiveness, you want that chemistry up front, especially breaking in a rookie quarterback. So yeah, something definitely to keep an eye on, but hopefully he can pick it all up and kind of reverse course at the end of the day.
Yeah, my guy Cornelius Squall said you would think after last year Nate would come back this year with his hair on fire. I think he got his bag and now he says I'm good. I'm starting to get that feeling as well, and I don't like it. And which is for me, because of this situation, whatever the hell it is, I'd be more than happy to say, okay, listen, you know what? We're moving Tevin to right guard, create a power side of the line. You're going to go, you ever played left side? Well, guess what? You're playing left side. And use the versatility that Coach Eberflus has, on that offensive line in case Nate, it doesn't work out. Then you cut him at the end of the year, but get me Tevin Jenkins on the right side of that offensive, God bless that offensive line with Darnell Wright, and let's go move some people.
Yeah, and you want to talk about somebody who's got the right mentality, and I'm not questioning Nate Davis's mentality. I'm just saying we know that Tevin Jenkins has the right mentality. You listen to what he was talking about the other day about how his goal this year, granted, yes, to play well, but he's being realistic. He's like, I just need to stay healthy this year. He's like, I need to stay healthy because when I am healthy, I do play well. So that is my biggest goal for this year, and that's totally fine. So he's being realistic about the situation. He knows what he's entering, final year of his contract, all that stuff. He's going to be hungry. So yeah, throw a guy over there that's got something to lose at the end of the day.
Yeah, and to have that, if you get that with 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets on that's come on, man. And I don't think I haven't heard any rumors of them cutting Kari blasting games. So you mean to tell me you're going to have what if you have 23 personnel? All right, like we're coming this side, baby. We're coming this side. That tight end's in motion, and he's coming. You got a tight end, a wing, and a tight end in motion. We got 3 tight ends on this side, couple with a fullback. We're getting a God blessed yard to move the chains. Dude, that just got me fired up, man.
Love it, man.
Got me fired up. just because the mentality we haven't had, which is why I asked Justin last year, like, do you have anything other than those cute little plays, the screens, and the QB tush push? And no, say, hey, we're coming here. We're gonna smack you in the mouth, move the chains, and get ready for some more. That's the football that I love. That's the football the Chicago Bear fans love. And if you set that type of tone, Lord have mercy, Shane Waldron will be revered here for that type of instilling that type of mentality.
Yeah, and if there's any guy that is willing to deploy packages to do that, it's Shane Waldron. Everybody talks about his 2 tight end sets and his 3 tight end sets and stuff. And, obviously last year he moved more to 11 personnel because obviously the Seahawks had DK and Tyler Lockett, and they drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba out of Ohio State. So, yeah, of course you're going to go to 11 personnel. And here, obviously, you've got 2 really good receivers and then 2 really good tight ends. So it's going to be interesting to see how he mixes it all up, man. I can't wait to see how he does it. But, yeah, I would just love to see. And, the Chiefs aren't your traditional powerhouse offense, but they know how to get a damn yard on 4th and 1, and they're going to do, like you were just talking about, they're going to do whatever they need to do to get that yard. So, and that's what the best teams do. They get it done when it matters. So, yeah, can't wait to see how all that plays out.
Guys, we're joined by Evan Winter from A to Z Sports. We're talking Chicago Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Yeah, dude, that just got me fired up because I mean, football's it's not a contact sport; it's a collision sport. All right. And there's certain things that you need to impose your will on people. And I know we're going to pass the ball and throw for 10,000 yards eventually, whatever. But there still comes a point in time, various times through the game, where you need a yard. You need a yard to keep the chains moving. And all that finesse shit that we had the last couple of seasons has got to go. And it sets the tone, and it not just with us, it sets the tone with our opponents. Because our opponents know they got to get ready because they study film like, okay, look, here they come. They got 2 tight ends. They got a tight end. They got a wing. They got a guy in motion. They're needing 3 tight ends with a fullback. They ain't playing around. So you better get your big boy pants on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and know there's going to be some popping going on, and that sets the tone. And that it could intimidate some people. Some people might not be ready for that. It doesn't matter. This is the type of football that I like. But I digress because I'm gonna get fired up, bro. I already got goosebumps just thinking about a tight end in motion. Hell, what if an offensive lineman? Me and my offensive lineman reporting is eligible. Give me a Tyree Carter and get him in this. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, damn it. Friday, Puerto Rican Fest this weekend. Gonna be great. Whoa, man. But I digress.
Fireworks all day, baby. I mean, hey, I could just see Gerald Everett going in motion right now in a 2 tight end set, but then yet hitting DJ Moore on a backside crosser, just to completely take the safety out of the picture, all that stuff. So yeah, man, it's just
bingo.
There's so much fun just to think about this offense because so many players can play. You're not pigeonholing yourself or tipping your hat to the defense in really any kind of formation because just about all these guys can do multiple things. So yeah, it's exciting, man.
Are you having any concerns about the cadence of some of the false starts that they had earlier during his OTAs?
No, not right now. I will if they come into training camp. Now, after the first practice or two, sure, there's still going to be a little bit of not goosebumps. There's still going to be a little bit of bumps in the road after the first couple of practices. But as long as they start getting the cadence and stuff down like that within after the first couple of practices at a consistent level, then things will be fine. But if they don't, then yeah, that's when it's time to start worrying. I mean, like we were just talking about, it's just one of those things that he's got to learn how to do. And the good thing about it is, if you want to be pessimistic, you can look at this as a negative too. That's the beauty of the sport. But regardless, I look at it as a optimistic from an optimistic standpoint. Is the Bears don't have Justin Fields on the roster behind Caleb Williams. They don't have an established quarterback behind Caleb Williams. They're obviously going to work with him and grow with him and give him everything they can give him to succeed in this year and the future. There's no guy, Tyson Bagent isn't going to come up and take his job. I mean, let's just be real. Neither is Brett Ripien. Might beat him at Topgolf, might beat him over there, but he ain't beating him out for the starting job at quarterback. So, all of this is just going to be something they're going to be dealing with as they go along. And I think, when Matt Eberflus announced him as the starter, like a month and a half ago, or I don't know, my timeline is all screwed up, at least a few weeks ago, they were saying at that point, yeah, it's do or die with Caleb. No matter what happens, we're going to be with him every step of the way. And I think that's fine. I think that shows that Caleb also understands this is going to be a process, and he understands that maybe there's going to be ups and downs, stuff like that. And if they're all on the same page with that, there's not going to be any animosity. There's not going to be any back and forth. There's not going to be any wondering or stuff like that, like we've seen in not specifically Chicago, but just other quarterback situations in the past. So I like what they're doing. I like that, they didn't bring in an established veteran to show him the ropes or anything like that. They're putting it all on themselves, which is what they should do at the end of the day.
And you know what? You brought in a good teacher because remember, and I'll reiterate this a million times, more times before the season starts. The best acquisition this offseason was Shane Waldron.
Yep.
And all we kept hearing or keep hearing is he's a good teacher. There's never been a bad word said about him as far as teaching. Now, some of the players and some of the fans in Seattle might have an issue. Okay, cool, fine. But him teaching has never been in question. So I am extremely happy with that. And if that's the case, there's really no safety in that. And Tyson Bagent is a good backup. He's more than capable. So I'm cool with it. But the fact that they're learning from a guy who's a teacher, a good teacher, that is what excites me. Are you freaking out about the couple of bad days with Caleb and he missed X amount of passes in 7-on-7, or and then the next day he had a good day when all the DBs were out, Jalen Johnson out west at his foundation? Are you freaking out about that? Are you concerned about him struggling against his defense?
No, not at all. It's a good defense. I mean, this is the kind of defense you want your quarterback practicing against because it's going to bring the best out in him. It's going to frustrate the hell out of him. It's going to teach him resiliency. It's going to teach him how to persevere. It's going to teach him to shrug off those interceptions that he threw if he's one hitch too many, whatever the problem might be. This is exactly what you want. This is the time of year to make mistakes. I mean, you hear it all the time from every coach, from every player at this time of year, is that this is the time to make mistakes. This is when you grow. This is when you get the mental part down. This is where you lay the groundwork for training camp. Now, granted, if we go into training camp and he's tossed 12 picks in the first two starts or first two practices, okay, now we have something to talk about. We have a lot to chew on, what exactly happened between now and then. But yeah, no, nothing to worry about right now. Again, it's a rookie quarterback. He's going up against a really good defense, and they're trying to test him. There's been several players, out loud saying, yeah, we are trying to make the offense's life hard because we also want to prove that this back half of last year was not a fluke and that this is a legit, potentially top 5 defense.
Yeah. You and I are on the same page there. And we haven't talked about it. This is why I was excited to bring it up. And I said the same thing. I said, I want him to fail. I want him to fail gloriously. All right. Throughout training camp. I said, because that's only going to improve. The best lessons are failures. And when you start, and once you're able to start picking this defense apart, holy sheesh. Then we got to watch out, because if you can start picking this defense apart, which I said is one of the top 2 back sevens, and might not even be number 2 back sevens in the NFL. Now we're talking progress. Now we're talking confidence. And if he starts to do that as training camp goes on, man, and this 7-7, not talking about the rush, because that's a whole nother story. Right. But if he's starting able to do that, man, we're cooking with fish grease, man. And I like that kind of party, because that shows his ability, that he was able to pick up this scheme. How important was it, now that we're having these hiccups now, that he had the playbook and had access to the playbook with his quarterback coach a month or 2 before he was drafted? How important is that now? Because this would probably be happening in training camp had he not had access to that playbook.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. I mean, it's gigantic. And, I don't know the guy's name, his personal, quarterback's coach, but I can't remember. It's escaping me. Yeah. But regardless, the fact that they were already on top of this is huge. I mean, not to bring up the Vikings, for obvious reasons, but, they were talking, they're moving N'Keal Harry, the former first-round pick wide receiver, to tight end. And they told him about it back in, December. And he literally said, 2 days ago, that it allowed him to get a head start coming into OTAs, where he feels super comfortable with the position switch. It also allowed him to add 10 pounds over the offseason. So it allowed him to really hit the ground running instead of just taking all these stray bullets when everything's firing. So to have that kind of preparation is absolutely huge. It's gigantic. And to go back real quick just for a second to what we were just talking about in terms of, worrying about the interceptions and all that other stuff, a key thing this time of year, for me at least, is to watch how these guys, or at least read, if I'm not there watching, at least observe how they do in 2-minute drills, how they do in pressure situations, third downs, stuff like that. And the fact that Caleb was he didn't get it in the end zone, but he was at least able to lead the team down during a 90-second drill and get a field goal out of it. That to me shows an understanding of the offense, that shows a command to a certain degree of the offense, and it shows that, yes, he is picking it up. And, even Eberflus said during some of the big plays during his latest 7-on-7 drills, sure, the plays were great, but they were executed through the timing and the structure of the play call. That's absolutely huge. That's what you want this time of year. So mistakes are going to happen, but as long as you can, and like with Jaden Daniels in Washington, he's killing the 2-minute drills right now. If they're performing in situational drills right now, that's definitely something to take away from it, and a big positive at the end of the day.
It is Caleb's quarterback coach is Will Hewlett.
There we go. Yeah.
So I wasn't concerned. And unfortunately it's every move. Oh, Caleb had 3 picks or 4 picks and this, and dude, literally Chicken Little. The sky's falling. I'm like, relax, man.
That's what happens with the number 1 pick, man. That's what happens.
But also you just with thirsty people trying to get clicks and but the emotional roller coaster, like, man, let him be. Let him make mistakes, let him learn, let him, just let it be. Then next day he's back, throwing the touchdowns, like I said, when all the defensive players were out in Cali with Jalen Johnson. Like, okay, now he's a Hall of Famer again, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, dude, stop the emotional swing, bro. It's literally, it can't be feast or famine. Talk to me about this wide receiver core. How good? Let me talk about the rookie first. How good do you think this rookie can be? All right, Rome Odunze, he's going to be facing the third best, at best, the third best cornerback if they're in a man situation. He's always had the number one corner for the last couple of years at Washington. All right, probably traveled with him. Like, all right, if I'm going to the left side, he's there. If I'm on the right side, he's following me. Now he's got a third. What if there's a fourth, maybe a fifth, the fifth best corner that's got to cover him in the slot or wherever the heck he's at? How do you think Rome Odunze can do this season as a rookie?
Yeah, who do you bracket in zone coverage too? I mean, do you bracket more? Do you bring a safety down to help with Keenan Allen or slide a backer? I mean, like this passing attack should open up the running game at the end of the day. That's a separate conversation. You specifically asked about Odunze. I said earlier 2 good wide receivers. I specifically left him out just because he's a rookie. We don't absolutely know yet. But in terms of just on paper, what he's bringing into the season, yeah, he has the chance to be offensive rookie of the year. There's no other way to put it, especially with who's throwing him the ball, who's taking pressure off of him. You have 2 very established. It's not like you've got just a couple of veteran wideouts who have been good their career, or almost good or solid or whatever. You have 2 Pro Bowlers lined up next to you, two top 12 receivers easily, maybe top 15 if you want to take Keenan Allen down another peg or two, but 2 of the best receivers in the game, taking pressure off of you. He can line up inside, outside. He's going to be a huge red zone threat. You've also got Cole Kmet occupying the middle. You've got Gerald Everett. You've got the running backs. I mean, everything is set up for Rome Odunze to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He has a chance, in my mind, to beat out Jaden Daniels, to beat out his own teammate, Caleb Williams, because his numbers, and just plus with Shane Waldron's scheme, how he schemes guys open, it's incredible to watch. And with that kind of route running and that kind of physicality that comes from Odunze, he's a perfect fit for that offense. I think, honestly, if I was putting odds on Rookie of the Year, I know it's mostly a quarterback award, but just with the ups and downs that we'll probably see out of both rookie quarterbacks, we don't know if either team are going to make the playoffs. I do see a world in which Rome Odunze could win Offensive Rookie of the Year. No problem.
I do too, because I think if you're in a situation, especially in the red zone, which we should have short fields. All right, we got a great punter. All right, pin him in.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it. You got a linebacker for punter. I can't wait, man.
You punt. You pin him inside the 10. You hold them 3 and out. You punt. You get a halfway decent return. And you're starting on a plus 45. You're asking the guy to go 45 yards. You get 1 first down. You're in the red zone for all intents and purposes. All right. I could easily see Shane Waldron saying, okay, jump ball. You got a 6'5" Keenan Allen. You got a 6'4", 6'3" plus Rome Odunze. You got a 6'5" Cole Kmet. You have Gerald Everett, who's a 6'5", 6'6", somewhere in there. You got some guys who can go up and get it. So it wouldn't surprise me if Rome Odunze, again, if they're in man and he's got this third and they put him in the slot. And that's another thing that I like. The fact that you can alternate. I'm sorry, you can put any of these guys. You can mix and match them. You want a specific matchup? Okay, it's man. Let me put DJ Moore in the slot. Put him in motion and have this guy go. Or in this play, I want Rome Odunze or in the slot with this matchup. Or in this one, I want Keenan Allen, a 6'5" guy who can find. There's so many. They're basically interchangeable. They have different skill sets. Some kind of like a Venn diagram. Some are similar. But they have different skill sets, but you can interchange them and really create unbelievably favorable matchups for the offense.
That's going to be something else to watch. I'm glad you brought up motion too, because Shane Waldron's offenses are just, he comes from the Sean McVay tree, all that other stuff. So that offense, obviously, Shanahan, they're founded upon motion. Now, obviously, Sean McVay's changing some of his stuff. He moved from the zone running game to more of a north and south game last year in terms of running attack and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, when it comes to those offenses, they love to use motion. They love to set up those pre-snap matchups, those pre-snap reads, and that's exactly what they need to do for Caleb Williams this year. They've got to use motion. They've got to create those favorable matchups, and like you just said, they have the personnel to do that. You almost want to say that Shane Waldron is under a ton of pressure, but in terms of good pressure, because he has so much at his disposal, it's going to be on him to figure out how to make this work. Obviously, he can do that. He's got the reputation. He's got the experience. But, man, when you look at this offense on paper and the potential, the dynamic is just there.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? And as opposed to potential, as opposed to pressure, I think he's looking at it more of an opportunity. Like look at the opportunity I have. I might have had some good players back then, in Seattle, but I got some great players here. Not to mention, then I got a defense that I know that I might be able to go, I maybe push the envelope a little bit because of what I have on the defensive side of the ball, because of Torrey Taylor, because of all the things that, the other 2 phases of the game that are really going to complement me. So I really think he's, if I were him, I'd be like, Mr. Smithers, like, you know what I mean? Like that's you got to be sitting up at night thinking and drawing up plays about, how I can get this guy open, how I can scheme this guy. Oh, they better not run this cover 3, and they better not run this cover 6 because I got this, and this for you. So I hope he's reveling in the fact that he's got this much talent and is really as anxious as I hope he is to get this done, because that's going to be a really, really interesting season with all the different things and, and break out different packages, for the first couple of weeks, we're going to predominantly use this. Then the next couple of weeks, we're going to predominantly use this. Then the next couple of weeks, we'll probably use this. Then the next couple of weeks, we'll use a hodgepodge of all of those things. And I think that's what's exciting is that he can do it now, and he can go from power run game to three or four wides, and that's the cool part about it. So his job is, I don't want to say pressure filled. I think it's opportunity filled for him, because if you're off, and they all have egos. All right, he's got to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a head coach after this. Once I get all these guys going and Caleb pass for 3,500 yards plus. Talk to me about the defense, though. Are you okay with the defense, or you think we're missing one piece? Are you anticipating other guys making a big step forward to cover up some, or to fill in the void that we're needing, like a Gervon Dexter, or maybe a platoon and the right end? How are you feeling about this defense overall?
You got to feel great about it overall. I really honestly think the only question marks you have is Gervon, can he take that next step at 3-tech? Because as he first said when he got hired, 3-tech and middle linebacker in his defense are the engines that make the train go. Especially with a four down lineman defensive line. You've got to have that guy that gets that interior pressure that allows, to freeze up the edges for your tackles and stuff. And then, Mr. Sorry if I don't pronounce your last name correctly, or just whatever the name is, Ciordi. But I think too the opposite edge position. DeMarcus Walker obviously played some 3-tech. He kicked inside a lot last year. Currently, he's listed on the unofficial depth chart as a starting defensive end opposite Montez. I do think you got to find maybe another defensive end. But hey. They drafted my dude Austin Booker, like we talked about the last time I was on here. Now he's a rookie, he's raw, 5th rounder, but he definitely has a chance, especially if you put him in some specialized packages, some obvious passing downs. He has a chance to make some splashes this year. But yeah, I think, man, if Gervon takes that next step, if DeMarcus can, kind of pick it up from where he kind of trailed off a little last year on that outside spot, I think they'll be in really good shape. But overall, we've got to feel great. It's hard not to feel great about this defense.
Talk to me about the Eric Washington effect. Eric Washington is the defensive line coach that they brought in this year, who's extremely unbelievably well respected throughout the league and has a very good reputation for maximizing the potential of his players. You're putting him with a rookie in Austin Booker, who, even if he was a one-trick pony, which he's not, he's more than capable of more. But with that, you're getting him exposed to this type of coaching. DeMarcus Walker, Billings, Dexter. How important is, or how great do you think this defensive line is going to be because of Eric Washington, the Eric Washington effect?
Well, going right back to Gervon Dexter and, with Eric Washington, I mean, look at Ed Oliver. Look what he did with Ed Oliver in Buffalo. I mean, turns into a top 10 defensive tackle, within the first few years of playing under Washington. So I think that right there is plenty to get excited about. And then you look what we did with the Panthers for I think he was with the Panthers for 8 or 9 seasons, maybe even longer than that, something like that. But the Panthers throughout the mid 2010s, when they had Cam Newton, they had excellent defensive lines on those teams as well. So, but I really think, you circled the Ed Oliver development, and, Ed Oliver was a 1st-round pick. Gervon's only a 2nd-round pick. He's not too far behind. There's plenty of talent there, plenty to work with. I think that's what you circle at and pinpoint when it comes to him, and there's plenty to be excited about for that, for sure.
Dude, Evan, great stuff, buddy. I really appreciate your time as always. But before you go, do me a favor and let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, man, is always happy to be on. But yeah, you can find me at Evan_A2Z, and that's ATOZ. And then you can find me online at A2Zsports.com. We've got all 32 teams ready to go, ripping and roaring. So be sure to check out whatever you want.
Dude, I remember when we first started talking, you said you were at 12 or 14 NFL teams.
Yep.
That's awesome. Dude, great stuff. Have a phenomenal weekend. Any big plans for the weekend?
No, just reorganizing my townhome. So yeah, good fun adult stuff, right?
Dude, great stuff, man. Again, I appreciate it. We'll talk soon, man. Bear the freak down, dog. Bear the freak down.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
Thank you. Guys, that's Evan Winter from A to Z Sports, talking Bears football with me. And yeah, he's excited too, and we all should be. All right, we all should be. There's a lot, a lot of excitement, a lot of potential. Okay, a lot of potential for this team, and I'm looking forward to seeing it play out. I'm really liking, Oh, thanks, Evan. Sorry, bear down, Evan. Shorty, he could be. I don't. If it is, it'll be toward the end of the year. Okay. First of all, he's gained. He's been in that weight room. You could tell, which I think is great. But I don't know. You know what? I'll call. I'm going to text Herb and see. I should have done that before camp, because sometimes when you gain weight, it slows you down. Your explosiveness isn't there. All right, you got to get used to the weight. You got to train. You have to train your body to deal with that extra 10 to 15 pounds. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to. I have to talk to Herb, see how that, because if he's able to be as explosive and as bendy, that's another thing. All right, as bendy. He would dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. He'd get right to the offensive line, and then zoop, boom, dip that shoulder, so you don't get a clean shot at him. If you're able to get a shot at him at all, I hope that's not affected. I hope that part of his game is not affected. Oh, he can put out a lot, man. Yeah. See, and those long, lanky guys like him, you noticed it in his upper body. You'll notice it in his legs too, but they won't go from here to here. It'll go from here to here. All right. But because there's so a lot of on, that's a lot that has, you know what I mean? It gets put on evenly, of course. So because his limbs are longer, he won't be as bulky, but he'll gain some mass. It might not look. Yeah, he's saying it might not take too long for Booker just because of his bendability and nonstop motor, and that's what I'm saying. Like, is he still gonna be bendable because he's gained so much weight? Because he's gained extra weight. And when people say he gained weight, they think, oh my God, he's fat. No. He's been in the weight room. All right, he packs some muscle on. So that's the thing that I'm wondering, and I'm hoping hasn't been affected, is his bendability, his explosion, and his bendability. Because if that is not affected, this guy could take over that starting end job by the end of the season. By the end of the season, he could take over that job. So how is he trained? We're going to find out. Who was it? Shorty's talking about bring back Yannick Ngakoue. 4 sacks in 5 games with Sweat. You know what? I'll take him. I'll bring him. I'll be more than happy to bring Yannick Ngakoue back. More than happy to bring Yannick Ngakoue back. They're going to have to make the numbers work, and I don't think he's going to get anywhere near his $10 million like he got last year, maybe 4 or 5. But remember, as I said, you got a lifestyle to live. You got mouths to feed. You got probably, if you have an old lady at home, she'd be like, nah, homie. It ain't what you got last year, but it's still. Yeah, you're right. At least for 1 year. At least for 1 year. Thanks, AC. At least for 1 year. Yeah. I agree. And then here's the awesome part is next year the edge class is deep. So then you go get another one. So now you talk about rotational pieces. You talk about NASCAR packages. You talk about special situation packages. You go get a top flight defensive end next year. Or maybe if you think that Braxton Jones isn't your dude at left tackle, or what if we need a left guard? What if Nate decided to go away from Nate Jones? There's a lot of possibilities. A lot of possibilities. I really hope Booker I hope he has some success. I hope he has some success, and I hope he has it not early. Starting like week 3 or 4. All right. Where he not struggles, but he can't get a sack. Quarterback gets the ball out just in time. Has the quarterback his grasp, the quarterback throws it, completes it, hits the check down. He doesn't get a sack, because I don't want him to come on the scene and get 2 sacks, like, oh great, I'm great. No. I want him to continue to work. I want him to continue to keep fighting. I want him to continue to grind and not settle. Because sometimes, and I don't know what kind of guy he is, but sometimes, and this is just to alleviate it, you have success early, you don't work very hard. All right, you think it's that easy. Oh, okay, well, I had 4 sacks. I had 6 sacks. Yeah, I could do it again. No. I want him to struggle a little bit, just like Caleb. I want him to struggle a little bit. All right, I want him to have to work on a counter move, a secondary move, right? And because what that does is it shows him, okay, I had to put in all this work to get 6 sacks, 8 sacks. Okay, if I put in more work, maybe I can get 10 sacks. And then with Coach Washington, that's why I asked Evan about Coach Washington. Like, what if this guy just keeps him motivated? Coaching is it's imperative that you have good coaching. Because you get a guy and you sit there and who had a good season, and you got to motivate him for the offseason. You have to make sure that he's motivated, because first of all, they should be motivated themselves. You're in the NFL, you're making millions, whatever. Some guys aren't always motivated the way you would anticipate them being motivated. Some guys are not like that. Let's see. Yeah. Says this is Dom Rob's last chance. Maybe he'll rise and meet the challenge. Oh yeah, you're talking. You mentioned it, like D-Rob's first game. Yeah, he got a sack. Remember? Yeah, he got a sack, and it was like, oh man, look what we got. And then he really, and this is what I was saying. Love the kid as a person. Yeah. There will be King Booker World. Every rook will have their humble moments that'll show willpower or no backbone. Yeah. But when you work for it and finally get something, man, you cherish it. And to go get it again, you understand, and you're not afraid to put in that type of work again, if not more, because you want better, so you have to do better. All right, you want more, so you need to put in more work. You need to prepare more. You need to study film more. You need to work on more moves. I need, instead of 2 counter moves, I need 3 or 4 counter moves to this one move. You get addicted to and understand the value of the grind. And that's what I love about playing football. That's what I love. Like, okay, cool. When I played certain teams and I knew how guys would tackle me. All right, because I usually played around 225, and I get a little heavier as the years went on. All right, and so I had to learn, like, okay, this guy, this cornerback, he's always gonna show high and take my legs out. It's like, and duck. Okay, cool. So I had to make sure that when I was ready for him. So if I ever had a breakaway warning or got to the 2nd or 3rd level, and I'm facing this particular cornerback, I know what he's going to do, because he's only 175 pounds. He's not taking me up high. He's not, self-preservation. That's what I want, and I hope for Booker. Because if he can do that, then and become a student of the game, and that's one of the reasons I played so long and had the success that I had, is I became a student of the game. We'd get film, and I'd watch film like, okay, here's what this guy does, here's what that guy does, this, and I knew people's strengths and I knew people's weaknesses. One guy would always come and try and take. I remember one DB would always try to get right underneath your shoulder pad and lift you up. Kind of use your momentum. Like, you just keep going, but it's easy to use your momentum, lift you up, get you off the ground. I was like, okay, cool. So I hit my stiff armed. Like, and it's funny, you think that watching film can be boring. You think that we all have tendencies. And the sooner that these guys learn that, in every aspect of life, we have tendencies. And as soon as these guys learn that and understand the importance, if they don't understand it already, the importance of film study, we got talent. That's the cool part. Like, we're not asking 5th, 6th, and 7th rounders to be good and be Pro Bowlers. We're asking Rome Odunze to be a Pro Bowler in a couple of years. We're asking Austin Booker to be a Pro Bowler in a couple of years. We're asking guys that we drafted, we jumped back into the draft to get. The talent is there. The talent is there. That's the cool part. Is now you're asking talented guys. You got talented guys to perform. It's a whole different story. Like I said, imagine if Rome is able to abuse the number 3 cornerback on every team. Imagine that. What do? You double team him? You better not double team Rome Odunze. A rookie. When you have a future Hall of Famer in Keenan Allen, you have a perennial Pro Bowl caliber player in DJ Moore, you better not double team or shade a safety over to Rome Odunze. This is what we're dealing with. Cool. We'll talk about it, Shorty. Thank you. But that, guys, I need your help. Make sure you spread the word. Get me up to that stack, 1,000. That'd be great. And I'm looking at this defense. I am looking at this defense. My man, Crazy Ace, just checked in from South Korea. Woo! Alfred Lyman just checking in. Good morning, Papa. You and Crazy Ace just checking in. I like it. And that's the thing. I want to see this defense not with swag. You can say swag, cool. I want them on a mission. I want them on a mission where they're going to destroy. Their mission is to seek and destroy everybody. I want them to have no mercy. Damn, 12:46 a.m. Damn, all the way over there. So 12. You're 14 hours ahead of us. Holy sheesh. Crazy Ace, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Here's the mentality that I want this defense to have. And with Coach Washington and Coach Eberflus, I think they can get there. I want them to show teams that they have no chance. Stay on them and don't let up. When I played with the Thunder and we came over in 2005, we had a real good team. Really good team. In 2006, majority of the teams, maybe we had 3 or 4 new guys, but everyone else was the same. Our team as a whole, wasn't the offense, the defense, because now the defense, they were known for good defense and okay offense. You know, they score because the defense set them up. But our offense was scoring from all over with Dre, our receiver, with Jimmy, our tight end, Shaq, our receiver, Alex could play at Michigan, whole bunch of. We went in, our mentality is we're scoring 35 points. And it wasn't to show off. It wasn't flashy. It was, we want to get our points up early and defeat you mentally. And that's what I want this defense to do. Where there's no way you can do anything. There were games we scored 21, 28 points in the first quarter. 35 at the half. In 2006, when I was the league MVP, I think out of the 10 games we played, my fullback and I sat out a total of 2.5 games. Just not playing in the second half. We're up 35-zip, 42-0. Different times. 42-0. We'd run like the first series, score touchdown, and then we're done. 2.5 games I sat out. Because we went about business methodically. It didn't matter how many friends we had on the other team. It didn't matter how many people we knew on the other team. It didn't matter if the team that we were playing was in first place. It didn't matter if the team we were playing, well, we were in first place, but in first place in the other division. It didn't matter if you were a second place team. It didn't matter if you were a last place team. You're getting the smoke. You're getting all this smoke every single week. If you can't handle it, that's not our issue. And that's the mentality I want this defense to have. We're coming. We're coming. If you can't handle it, that's your issue. It's not ours. Which is why the Coach Washington effect, Eric Washington effect, is going to be so huge. Because if you continue to have these guys strive to search for perfection, and you'll land in excellence. Because if this defense does that, and they adopt that mentality, do you understand how many short fields, no pun intended, you're going to leave Caleb Williams? Do you know how many turnovers this defense is going to have? Forced fumbles? House calls on the forced fumbles? The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And that's how my team was, and that's why I love the 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Love those teams. 05, 06, 07, 08, 09. Because when we came out, it was a machine. It was literally a machine. The only time it got turned off was when the second unit went in. And they did their best. They did their best. And if this defense can do that, because I'll give the offense some time. Toward the end of the year, I want them more definitely next year. But this defense comes out and just shuts people down. I talked about flipping the field with the punter and then causing the team to go 3 and out and a short return, and now you're in a plus 50, or you're on plus side of the field with 3 or 4 guys 6'5" or taller for jump balls. Not to mention the run game. So this has been fun talking about the possibility. Real fun. Crazy Ace. Any more from Edmonds, though? We can't have a slow start like he does. Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah. You gave him a lot of money. Gave him a lot of money. He's got to step up. Because B.J. Edwards, that dude was a monster. And he didn't get anywhere near your contract. He didn't get anywhere near the size contract that Tremaine Edmonds got. Are you saying Crazy Ace? Like, I hope Dexter has a huge sophomore year. And I don't know if you if you checked in. No, it was after. So we had. Make sure you go back and check it out, Crazy Ace. We had Evan Winter from A to Z Sports, and we were talking about that. We talked about the Eric Washington effect and how he brings the best out of his defensive line. And we're expecting Dexter to take a huge step, and Pickens as well. Go check it out before this segment. It's before, it's I don't remember what part of the interview it was, but Evan and I talked about that. Yeah, Shorty, it was slow due to the different type of system. Yeah. Yeah. So all in all, I'm super fired up. I'm super fired up. I'd like to see. I can't wait till training camp starts. I hope we get credentialed for training camps. I'll try and be there every week, every day. If we do get credentialed, all right, the show will come at different times. I can't do it from inside House Hall because they just won't let, because they're hooked up with whoever they're hooked up with. But I'd do it outside, or it'd have to be a practice, and we'd have to start looking and considering, changing the time just for training camp. But I digress. That's down the road. That's down the road. Man, great show. Great show today. I want to thank Evan Winter, my guest, for coming on and talking Bears football with me on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. One of the things I did want to talk about, I'm looking forward to tonight. All right. Are the NBA Finals. All right, the Celtics destroyed the Mavericks by 18 last night. Okay, game 2. It's not tonight, I'm sorry. Sunday. All right, back in Boston. Tip-off is 7 o'clock Central, and all the games, okay, are on ABC. All right, all games. It's going to be fun. And this is what I like the finals. All right, you got the two, most likely the two best teams. You know what I mean? The two best teams, they're fighting for immortality. The Celtics for their 18th, Dallas with their 2nd. Dallas having 2 closers. Maybe it seems like Boston has 2 closers as well. I don't know. But it's going to be a good game on Sunday. Get your popcorn ready. Get out, go to church, have some brunch, hang out with a patio, rooftop, festival, Puerto Rican festivals. The parade is Sunday. Get back to Humboldt Park, party, dance, drink. Get back by 7 o'clock. Get ready for this game. But listen, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Evan Winter from A to Z Sports, for coming on, talking Bears football with me. Great stuff as always. All right. And I want to thank our executive producer, Elliot Baez, our social media guy, Clarence Council III, and my co-host in absentia, Maya. Guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal weekend. It's going to be right around 80 all weekend. All right. Enjoy it. Get out there with your family, your friends, loved ones. Get to rooftops, get to patios, get to bars with open windows. Go spend time with your loved ones. Do it. Do it. Highly suggesting it. All right. Highly suggesting it. But I digress. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, have a great weekend. 12:15, Sydney and Lakeisha, Second City Sports. All right. This will replay tonight at 6 p.m. All right. The Smoke Fellas are on tomorrow morning at 11. Whew. We got a lot going. All right. And I am gonna go pick up the warden. Bye-bye, Lou Bob. Jag. Plank, thank you, Shawn. Great show, great chat. Enjoy your weekend. Bear down, Plank. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate them. Yep, you missed the Puerto Rican Day Festival. You can always go back and check it out on YouTube, Papa. All right, Crazy Ace? Cool. Listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go pick her up, pick up the warden. What am I doing tonight? I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I might be just recovering from that party. Oh, so here's a cool thing. Yeah, I think I did put, before I let you go, this is the backyard. This is part of the patio. Her name is Shayla Padilla, where she had a little pergola. She had a little band there. And they had a book that they were selling, Latinas in Construction. This is a big cardboard cutout of the book cover. So I took a picture in front of it with her. I was so happy for her and everything she did. It was a great time yesterday over at Project Penny. So everyone, enjoy this weekend. It's going to be beautiful, 80-ish degrees all weekend. Beautiful day beautiful time to get out. I might lay out back in the back just because I'm crazy. So anyway, guys, I will see you. Let me see who's the last comment before I. Oh, yeah. It was her party. She had to be the best dressed person there. I get it. And before you go, guys, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, like this show today. Please do that. I greatly appreciate it. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal weekend. And guess what? Your boy is out. Deuces. Oh, and I'll be out tonight at 3 o'clock with Nomad on our Daily Bears talk show. Now I'm out.